Around 2,000 years ago, the stones in the Yucatan went quiet. Codicies were burned, blood was spilt, and knowledge was lost. The stones went quiet, but not silent. Their calls for help had been heard by some, and for me, I answered that call. Join me in my quest to help tell more of the Maya story and a journey that I will never forget. The price for adventure was paid in blood. This is Expedition Yucatan.
Yo, this is a square.
Oh my God.
Yo, this is a square. Look at these rocks, they're in a
Holy
square.
fuck.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Aaron,
Cody, we just found Mayan ruins.
we did it, bud.
This is it! We did it, baby! Woo!
Yeah!
This is a square.
Woo!
We found it. Everybody, we found it.
Well, after 3 years of planning, that did not start how I thought it was going to. But how the hell did I even get here? Well, let's rewind the clock about a year and take a look at what even led to this.
What I would really like to see is more people getting out there and documenting these things. I think there's a great lie that the age of exploration is over and that we have discovered, by and large, what there is to discover. And now we're just filling in gaps. I think that's tremendously false. People like Luke Caverns and Mike are out there proving it on a daily basis that the age of exploration is alive and well. And that's something I hope to hop into myself on my content at some point. And I hope to see more people getting involved and wanting to legitimately get out there and document these things and bring them to light. And then hopefully be able to pressure academia to get in there and do the rest of the work and digs and all that.
What do you think the most interesting thing is right now out of the areas that we've discussed? So between Mesopotamia and South America, like what's the most interesting mystery that you think still exists that you wanted to talk about today?
South America and Mesoamerica in particular fascinate me. I think that they're so unexplored in a really deep, profound way. I mean, we have plenty of information about lots of sites in Mesoamerica, lots of sites in South America, but in any sort of really deep, profound way, I think we are still pretty clueless to who these people were, how they lived, what their lives were like. We know a lot more about the Mesopotamians or the Egyptians, the ancient Chinese. Like we have pretty good understandings of what those people were like, but due to the conquests, we don't really have a great idea of what was happening in Mesoamerica. A lot of that work was completely burned, destroyed. They went about it in a pretty total and complete way. And so now we're left here and now to wonder, what were these people actually like? How were they living their lives? Because there are things we know about them that are phenomenal, like their knowledge of astronomy, their knowledge of high mathematics. They were advanced. The average Maya had as much, cosmological knowledge as somebody with a PhD today. And that's incredibly interesting to think of a society like that. But then at the same time, a story just came out the other day. They found Cueva de Sangre is what they're calling it, the blood cave. And it was a Maya sacrifice cave. And there's been a lot of back and forth over the years between academics and occultists of what kind of people the Maya actually were. And I've seen legitimate academics propose that they were performing symbolic sacrifices. They weren't. Yes, there were times throughout, the whole Maya period that actual sacrificing was happening, but it suggested a lot that a majority of the time they weren't like the Aztecs cutting out 10,000 hearts in a day. They were performing symbolic sacrifices. Bloodletting was a big part of their culture. The ruling class would participate in bloodletting sacrifices where they would let their own blood. They would pierce thorns through different parts of their body, some really horrific parts of their body sometimes. But that was their sacrifice. That's occultists like Manly P. Hall, who I'm a massive fan of. I love Manly P. Hall. I listen to his old lectures for hours a day. He's suggested the same thing. And he has a big sway on occult knowledge and train of thought. So like there's all these misconceptions about the Maya and who they might have been, but then like new things like this blood cave have come out, and it's just filled with some of the most gnarly sacrificed, dismembered bodies you can imagine. And there's evidence to show it was happening while they were alive too. It's primarily kids, which that's another big one because of the Popol Vuh. If you were a twin in Maya time, whew, rough break. You were for sure getting sacrificed. If you had a cousin that was close enough in age and birth time, well, bad news still. You're probably getting sacrificed if there's no twins.
And why was that? Why were they sacrificing kids so much?
The hero twins. Because the Popol Vuh revolves around the story of the hero twins. And to the Maya, that's their whole origin comes from the hero twins. And everything they are, everything they have, the hero twins are what brought maize. That's the maize god. So it's to them it was very important. But what I find so interesting is there's this real dynamic between them being this beautiful, civilized, incredibly educated, I mean really, really educated civilization. And then at the same time, performing some of the most barbaric rituals we see in all of human existence. I think it's so interesting because they, of any culture, I think, reflected nature in its purest form. Nature is very beautiful and very, very scary. Last night at dinner, we were talking about the hurricanes. That's not beautiful. That's nature at its ugliest. And I think the Maya really, really symbolically understood nature and how they were to interact with it. And I think that just like the extreme beauty we see in nature, we see extreme ugliness. And the Maya were willing to give themselves totally to that ideology. And I think in a lot of ways it's very beautiful. It's very interesting. And it really requires divorcing yourself from a modern train of thought to understand how it's beautiful and how these people survived and thrived for so long. Because like when we think about our own country, from us sitting here to George Washington, that seems like forever ago. And these were people, who survived thousands and thousands of years as opposed to just hundreds. And to be able to maintain a culture, to be able to continue to refine that culture, that's a level of sophistication that we really only see a couple of times in the old world. And I think it's just what's going on in Mesoamerica and South America as LIDAR improves, as people are getting out there making on-the-ground discoveries. I think we're going to find out that the Egyptians didn't hold a candle to what was happening in Mesoamerica.
Touching down for the first time in my life in beautiful Merida, I was shocked at how vibrant and alive the city is. Growing up in California and visiting the Baja coast of Mexico many times in my youth, I thought I was pretty familiar with Mexican food and, well, Mexican culture in general. But this place, it's something else entirely. Everywhere you go, there's constant movement, sights and sounds coming from every directions, and the smells of delicious and completely strange to me foods that I had never tried or even seen before filled the air. It's a fascinating fusion of traditional Hispanic culture and indigenous Maya Yucatec communities that have blended together over the decades and the centuries to create this completely unique atmosphere you only find right here in this part of Mexico. Something that really blew my mind and I didn't know prior to my trip was the city of Merida is actually built directly on top of an ancient Mayan city called Tahoe, which translates roughly to place of 5 hills. The tragic part is we have almost no idea what Tahoe looked like in its prime. There are no surviving drawings, no artistic depictions, nothing. The Spanish dismantled the entire city so completely that we're left with almost no visual record of what the place was before they arrived. All we really know is that it was a major Mayan center with several large pyramids and important religious structures. One can only imagine the pyramids that would have dotted the sky here in Merida. In the modern day, Merida is now the largest city in the Yucatan, with nearly 1 million people. It's grown into the cultural and economic heart of the entire peninsula, but the original echoes of Tahoe are still everywhere, if you know where to look. If you pay attention, you can see them built right into the cathedral walls, mansions, and government buildings all over the historic center. Morbidly tragic in a way that the city's beauty, in no small part, comes from the corpse of another civilization. And symbolically, the city is a perfect example of what this whole series is about. Merida is beautiful, there's no doubt, but that beauty was forced on top of a culture that was silenced and all but erased. Their history was literally broken apart and transformed into something else entirely against their will. And that's exactly why I'm here. I hope to help uncover these forgotten stories and give a voice back to the ancestors who were silenced so long ago. So my journey officially started by making my way to the south side of town and meeting up with my partner Aaron in a charming little Airbnb that he had found. The old never judge a book by its cover adage was really at play here, because you would have never suspected in 1,000,000 years the beautiful gem that we were staying in just by looking at it from the outside. But I immediately knew this was going to be the perfect place to call home for the next week of our adventure. I felt at ease and right at home, and even though I was thousands of miles away from my family and my actual home, something here it felt right, felt comfortable, it felt familiar. Of course, we knew we wouldn't be able to stay here forever because our journey was going to take us to the southernmost depths of the Yucatan. But for now, for tonight, it was going to be perfect. Alright, it is night 1 here in the beautiful Yucatan. We're at our home base, if you will, at Merida for tonight, but tomorrow we're going to move a little further south and get a little closer to the coordinates so that we don't have to drive as far. I've got to go get a rental car in the morning because, well, there was some issues with that today, but you know what? Every great adventure has little hiccups like that, doesn't it? It wouldn't be an adventure if it didn't. So, that's okay. Today, we're in, we're settled, this place is beautiful, and tomorrow, we get to finally check out those coordinates. 3 years in the making, my friends. So, tomorrow, we'll get to see what there is to see. Is it going to be anything crazy or wild? I doubt it. But the fact that it's an undocumented ruin, that to me, that's special enough. So, we'll see what there is to see. But for now, I'm going to get some rest. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, it is the first official day, and we're gonna go get a rental car here in a little bit, head south, and see what there is to see. The planets have literally aligned for this, so to say I'm excited is an understatement. Let's check it out. A little bit of context while we drive. 3 years ago, I told my wife that I had decided I wanted to explore undocumented ruins. Now, this was out of nowhere, mind you. I wasn't making content at the time, and we had a fresh 1-year-old baby. So the statement was fairly laughable. And by fairly laughable, I mean it was literally laughable. But I was deadly serious. Because I had found a spot on the map that felt more like it had found me. Something about it felt strangely familiar and feminine. As it happened, the coordinates for what I believed to be the site were sitting directly on top of a geomagnetic anomaly, something I found out later and confirmed on a US.gov site. But it was something the Maya viewed as a womb, symbolically. Very interesting. So, in my mind, I believe the site was in some way related to the goddess Ixchel, Lady of the Rainbow, bringer of life and death. And in many ways, over the course of being haunted by the site and my need to get to it for the last 3 years, I had formed a very real attachment that felt strangely reciprocal. Little did I know at the time, the site might be more attached to me than I had bargained for. Now, one thing that I did have going for me was the good fortune of having a beyond solid expedition partner. Aaron Hines runs Megalithic Mysteries on YouTube, and he does tours down in Peru. He's been to hundreds of ancient sites, and he's without a doubt the type of guy you want at your side when you're well out of your element like I was. Him and I linked up about a year ago through his other YouTube channel, Breaking Ancient News, along with our partner Dave Floyd of Dave's Multiverse. Shout out to you, buddy, we missed you. And, well, we all got to spend some time together in Arizona a few months prior to this expedition at the Quest for Ancient Civilizations conference. I had no idea how life-saving his friendship would prove to be at the time, but I knew I was going into this expedition with a friend that I could trust. I left, however, knowing that I had a brother for life. Aaron, I appreciate you, my man. As we made our way out of Merida towards Sukacab, it got increasingly more and more rural, and I got increasingly more and more excited. It was 3 years culminating at this point, and I felt like even as fast as Aaron was driving, it wasn't fast enough. We were listening to Kanye and ducking and dodging in and out of all sorts of wild traffic, and we finally had made it to what was about to be, well, rural in a way I hadn't really understood before. But this road and the actual villages we saw off of it Well, I realized then we were truly in the heartland of the Maya.
Well, we're here in Yucatan now. We've got some jungle tools. You ready, Nephilim Samurai?
Yes.
See what we can find.
Here, we are at the site where we had a little walk to go through to go find these ruins, and here we have the path. Pop this camera out, take a look at things. What's up, everybody? Aaron here with Megalith Mystery. We are here on a geomagnetic anomaly, finding some amazing ruins. Let's explore. The Hero Adventure. We got these machetes. I don't think we're going to be using these machetes too much. We got a nice path out here to these ruins.
It worked?
It does work. There we go.
Yeah,
Look at that, guys. Look
I
at
forgot
that
to grab
trash.
mine.
Look at that, followers. People just out here leaving trash.
Come on, my fucking heartland.
We're going to pop it right here in the middle. We're going to bring it back with us.
There's a bunch out here.
Unacceptable. Take care of your nature, guys. We've got two very interesting, different aesthetics here.
Yeah.
We've got East 10 Outpost. We've got his 1900s. What year?
1930s preferably.
1930s cavalry boots, based off of the man himself. Oh, hold up. Cody, what's this about?
It's one of those boxes.
Yo, are we about to get human sacrificed? What's going on here?
I don't know what the boxes are, but we passed quite a few of them earlier.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bird boxes, bat boxes, I don't know.
Well, it wouldn't be pineapple for either of those things. But anyways, what's his bucket?
Percy Fawcett, baby.
Percy Fawcett, Lost City of Z. We've got the man himself, Percy Fawcett, reincarnated with me. Look at his cool little get up there. And I'm just wearing like shorts and a plain t-shirt from Old Navy.
He's bold.
You know,
Bolder than I, buddy.
it's good aesthetics here. See how close they are to these.
How deep? You said about 1 kilometer in?
Yeah, check it out though, we're heading in the wrong direction.
Really?
Yeah. So this is where we're facing. That's the thing. I'm wondering if maybe that other turnout that we found. Why don't we just keep exploring and see if this changes
way?
direction at all, and we can head back if we need to.
Well, this isn't visible from the air, so I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, nobody's been driving it. You don't suppose this connects over to that other road, do you? this. Always check overturned trees. What? You never know. The roots hide things.
Send it!
What's nice about the 360 things, I don't ever really have to worry about what way it's facing. Yeah, just change the view of it when I'm editing.
Okay, we're still kind of heading almost due southeast right now. We're not heading. We need to turn left.
Left, that way?
Yeah.
You want to just dive in?
No. I'd rather path, wouldn't you?
I'd like to try and find a path.
Let's go in here a little bit more. I mean, the jungle doesn't look that intense, to be honest.
No. I think we can get through it just fine.
Yeah. It looks annoying, but not annoying.
Just drop that down right there. Don't your legs get torn up, bro? Mine are so fucking soft. Fuck my shit all up.
Alright, I think if we're gonna head over, we should just go because we're just, like, this keeps going this way.
Yeah.
That's the direction we're pointing. We just need to go, like, basically this way.
Let it begin.
Should we just do it?
Let's do it.
Alright.
Into the unknown.
Lay the path for us,
Oh, lost my tripod. Thank you, sir. Will you tuck that into my backpack? Drop that bitch down. Oh yeah, thank you, sir. Okay, I'm honestly really glad there wasn't a path leading there. This is precisely how I wanted to get to it. Are we still heading the right way?
Yeah, we're a little bit more left.
Left, okay. Yeah, with the spikes on it.
Fucking A, I don't want to touch that. Here we are just jacking up this tree in the middle of the rainforest.
Just doing jungle shit, bud. Oh, look, one caught me. Got its vengeance.
Don't hurt my friend.
Oh, now we in it. Huh?
I can't find the keys.
The key?
The keys to the car.
Oh. Huh?
I might have left them in the car, dude.
So here we are deep in the jungle in southern Yucatan, making our way towards what we hope are going to be undocumented Mayan ruins, and we now realize that we have no idea where the keys for the car are. After the amount we've hiked away from the car, and with the fact that it was starting to sprinkle and we were running out of daylight, it was really not a good time to turn back around. But what would wait for us up ahead? What did we discover? And how bad did I injure myself in the process? And do we actually make it out of there with the car keys? Well, to find out the answer to those questions and see so much more, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow along so you don't miss my next episode, A Sacrifice is Demanded. Because I'll be dropping it soon, right here at the East 10 Outpost. In the meantime, be indomitable in your quest for knowledge. And above all, my friends, stay curious.